We're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Appalachian Connection podcast. This is your producer, Big John Howard. We got our host, Cousin Wolf Montgomery, and we have a special guest, Miss Brooklynn Dyer. How are you, Miss Brooklynn?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.
Local artist.
You're welcome.
Brooke's no stranger to the podcast world. She used to do a podcast called Weird Appalachia. It was shot here in her local art bar that she had. How long ago has that been now?
That has been several years ago. It ran for a while, and then when I started teaching, I just kind of got rid of it because it's too much.
I remember trying to podcast in there, and it been 1,000 degrees.
Oh, it's hot. And there was cars right next to the road.
Yeah, cars.
Cars.
I remember that. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll get the sponsors out of the way real quick, and we'll begin our adventure down the Appalachian Connection podcast tonight. We got our sponsors: Tracked Outdoors, Local Hunters and Local Web Show, Granny Made Cheesecake, Creekside Stitching and Feed, and they want you to know that I think it's this weekend is the equine clinic.
Yes.
Sunday, right? I think it's Sunday, the 30th. And that'd be Saturday.
They do a good job.
Be Saturday. You got Jessica D. Williams Photography, amazing and beautiful photography, shot in Sayersville, Kentucky, Appalachian TCG Group, the famous Farmhouse Diner. We got the Parkway Peddlers Mall, crafts, primitive farmhouse furniture, jewelry, electronics, gifts, and refreshments. The Rolton Community Council. They want you to check out their website, and they're having an Easter hunt this weekend. You can go to www.roltoncc.org. And you can find all the information there. They also have a Facebook page and stuff, but they're having a Easter egg extravaganza. I don't know. For the kids.
Shout out, first of all, to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, our main man.
Oh, amen. And Sloan Chiropractic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a problem with your back? See Zach.
If you got a problem with your back, call Zach. Absolutely.
How long has it been since you hunted Easter eggs, John?
I love the day, Don. I go out in the yard and just pull some in the yard and go hunting.
How about you, bro?
I just did it today.
All right.
I'm a school teacher.
Oh, you done it for school.
I do that every year.
I did one Saturday. I got one egg and I took it home. It's a plastic egg.
A plastic egg?
Yeah.
I don't know. My daughter brought a bunch of eggs home the other day that she had found at school too. So they must just they don't do anything at school but
just
Easter egg hunting. Easter eggs.
I was looking for money. Joel always puts money at my sister,
Yeah.
I was on my way out. It was laying in the yard, but it had a Reese piece in it or something.
Reese piece? That's a good Easter egg if you find a Reese cup, I think.
They've got a new Blizzard up there. It's kind of a funny name. At Dairy Queen. I was going to try to remember. It's called Royal Reese's. Oh, I forgot it. Royal Reese's Peanut Butter Fluffer Nutter. There you go.
Fluffer Nutter.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fluffer Nutter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I've gotten it. Yeah.
Don, is that
a marshmallow in it?
Is that an Appalachian word? Fluffer Nutter?
Well, it might well be. I don't want to say it 3 times real fast because it's untelling what I'd say.
Guys, we'd appreciate it if you like and share this out. We're going to have a good time tonight. We'd like to thank our guest Brooke for coming down here. It's awesome that she's doing this, and she's accomplished quite a lot. I don't even know how much you've accomplished, but you've been doing art for how long now?
Well, I've been doing art pretty much my whole life, but I've been doing it more like an entrepreneur kind of thing.
Yeah.
For probably the past 10 years or so.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of talented people from Magoffin County and living in Magoffin County there, Don.
Not only Magoffin, it's all
just
over.
Eastern Kentucky, and you wouldn't think it, I guess.
Art and just everything, speaking, poetry, telling tales, musicians. It's unreal.
When you type in artist on Google, like rappers and musicians come up first before actual, like painters, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is everything like, you say art, is that music and
I could be,
painters and
described as artist. I draw flies all the time.
Well, I think art, though, it's just got all kinds of categories.
Yeah.
You can be an artist and be a musician.
Right.
You can paint, you can draw, you can sculpt, whatever.
Bob,
that's true. It entails a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who, when did you think that, when you just all your life, when you was a kid, you just drew?
Oh, yeah. When I was little, I just grew up doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think living around here, too, and growing up around here, there's just not a lot to do. We didn't. I mean, there was no going out and doing all kinds of activities because we just didn't have that here.
Right.
So I think that I was just more creative, and I just went that route, and I loved it. So I just stuck with it, and over the years, and then that's when I, kind of started doing commission work, and then I started the art bar, which I loved. But I went back to school and went to be a teacher, and then it just I kind of quit with the art bar. But I still do art. I have art exhibits all the time in Lexington. So
you can find Brooke on TikTok at Art Bomber Brooke, right?
Yes.
I think I had that right. Art Bomber Brooke.
Yes.
But on our TikTok, we tagged her in it, and so share that out on there. Go check her out. I don't know if there's anything else you want to share, social media wise.
No, that's really the biggest place.
That's your biggest place is TikTok? Okay.
That I use TikTok or
she does Appalachian
Instagram.
Slangs too, so she's gonna fit right in tonight with Appalachian words.
I was like I thought we was talking earlier. I'd like to know where her influences came from. That. That you got some stuff from Heather Holler.
I know, and I guess that is interesting.
From when I was a kid,
Yeah, but I don't know. I just thought everybody that grew up here knew that, but I guess it's not common.
No.
They got different.
Didn't you? Do you know that stuff?
Well, I'm just from the same place Don is, so I don't know.
No.
Sort of.
You're probably not as much as.
Not as much, but.
Like. And then we was talking about people from different parts of the county. We're a little small county, but they're like 4 different cultures here. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They talk different, cook different.
I mean, Route 30 is different than
Sound different.
Rolton.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It just is.
Yeah, up the river.
Yeah, up the river.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like you were saying earlier when we was talking before, it's just you can live. You said you could tell where somebody's from by talking to them just a few minutes.
I can.
Yeah.
If they're from Lick Creek, I know it right off. I mean, they sound different, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what you're doing.
Where'd you grow up, Brooke? Was it in?
I grew up in Lakeville.
Lakeville, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's different from us, Don, ain't it? Lakeville is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some stuff though. I've been looking at some of it.
Jackie says her mama's from Middle Fork too. Okay.
There you go.
So that's where it comes from, Don. Right
I did not grow up on Middle Fork.
There's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard all that from Mom and my grandparents.
That's where it comes from.
But I feel like you have to be interested as a kid, like I was as a people watcher, to even pick up and think on that. I mean, you have to kind of think on that stuff,
I've always been.
And then it comes natural.
Right. I've always been a person that thinks a lot and watches
I can
people.
see that, yeah.
And so maybe it's just something that
I think
picked
it is.
up on.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just in you or not, really, like the artist.
Yeah.
Like the artist stuff. I've seen some of your artwork. What's up with the ghost?
The ghost? I ain't seen the ghost. So tell us about the ghost.
Is that a trend now, or is that just something you do?
Well,
Who is
there
that?
has been some trends.
Is that your soul in there?
Kinda, I guess. I never did that before with a ghost. I would do watercolor portraits. I use watercolor a lot. But then about a little over a year ago, I guess, well, it's been almost 2 years ago actually, I got an idea one day to just paint a ghost into this like Appalachian, like the coal, the barns and all that. And I painted a ghost in this fall or autumn scene in front of one of those big barns. And I loved it. It turned out so good. And then I just ran from there. So I would paint this ghost into all kinds of different scenes.
Yeah, it's like it's there and it's looking at whatever's around,
Right.
I feel like I need to bring this up because I've not seen it.
Yeah, bring it up.
It's interesting.
How can I bring it? What's it on?
Instagram.
Oh, I ain't got
I seen
Instagram.
it on. I think I seen it on TikTok or maybe just your profile.
Well,
I don't know.
I made videos where I painted something on TikTok with it, but it kind of evolved into being like a version of me, the ghost.
That's what I was
paint
thinking. Maybe.
myself into all these different.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your soul, walking through there.
And I have painted, a ton of those paintings. So, I still paint them. I'm working on one right now.
Well, I think it's catching on. There's other people doing it too, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've seen, it's kind of a trend. People will buy those old thrifted paintings from Goodwill and stuff, and then they'll paint a ghost into those paintings,
Oh,
which I've seen people do, and it's fun to do that. But
Yeah.
I saw that one day, and I just thought it was interesting, so I just kind of ran with it.
I don't want to get too personal here or nothing, but like I know some of your paintings like this, they're real pretty, you know, like colorful, and then it's like there's some darker stuff here.
Yeah.
the darkness comes out.
Yeah, I like color, and I work with color a lot with like acrylics and stuff. But then there's some paintings that I'll go through phases where I'm not feeling so good, and I use that as an outlet. So
I can see that.
yeah,
You know, I
so I'll
ask you
use
about it.
muted colors, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't notice that, but later when I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I probably didn't feel
So-
too good when I'm
Something going on there.
So your feelings and stuff have a lot to do with art, I believe,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because I have felt depressed before and drawn some of the like weirdest things.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, I get
And-
that. with
I'm
my-
not even. I don't even consider myself an artist, but I've drew before.
Yeah.
Like, and learned how to draw because one day at the school I worked at, there was an artist there, and he was trying to show all these kids how to draw. And for some reason, I got real interested, and I was producing kind of like I was here, or I'm here. But he started showing how simple it is. Like you just start with shapes, like a triangle. You start square, then just lines, and all of a sudden you've got a pic. I was like, well, he broke it down so simple for me, and then I just started drawing a little bit after that.
Right.
Like
I
just
never-
over one little thing.
I never did
I
try
never,
it.
I never was interested in drawing until that day. That guy come over.
I mean, you don't have to
show
be
people.
professional. That's one thing I learned that I love so much, which I love teaching anyway. I'm a teacher, but when I taught art at the art bar, that's when I realized I wanted to be a teacher for kids at school. And so that's why I went back and finished all my degrees
awesome.
and stuff.
So
Rachel M. Sizemore says, I've got a Brooklyn original of my dog Jake that passed.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. I mean, not that the dog passed, but that's cool that you do stuff like that.
what do you
Yeah.
like to paint best? You got a preference or just whatever you feel like? at the
Just
time?
what I feel like painting.
I know a
used
lot
to
of
use
artists-
watercolor, but I use a lot of acrylic now, so that's what I usually.
Yeah.
Do a lot of artists, they get hung up on what to go for next, right? Or is there always, it's like kind of like a writer, they get like mental block or writer's block, or is there an artist block?
There definitely is. I think that's in any person that's an artist, musicians, writers, like you said, definitely, and just a regular artist. But I used to let that bother me. I'd be like, oh, I want to paint something, I don't know what to paint. And if you try to push it, it turns out looking awful.
Yeah.
So I learned just to let it go, go do something else, and then
'Cause-
when it hits you, you just go do
Yeah.
it.
Sometimes I've written some songs, and you have to get in a weird place. Sometimes I do. I
Yeah,
don't like
you
it.
do.
You know, I don't like it there, and
Yeah.
I haven't written in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Just weird,
just
you
have
know.
to be in the right headspace. Or
Yeah.
it don't turn out right.
Right.
I know Jury, he was a lot more artistic than I was. And I'd be like, wanting him to draw like Venom or something like that. And I was like, because he'd always like, John, what should I draw? I'm like, draw that. Just look at it and draw it. I want to draw that. And you should draw it. And he's just like, nah. I'm just like, you ask me what to draw and you ain't going to draw it. Like,
So what is your favorite
try
art?
to draw that all day, like comic book heroes or something.
Yeah, that's good too. I like the old car stuff, like I can't remember who drew it now. It's called Rat Fink stuff. You know. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah, I
heard
know
of
what you're talking about.
I love it.
We got you, Kurt.
The cars and the crazy how they distort these cars and make hot rod looking.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know. I love that, and I'm stuck
Yeah.
in the '60s, '70s pop art. I love that. You
Like
know.
Andy Warhol. And all
Yeah, I
that.
love all that stuff.
Yeah,
and the
yeah, that's
psychedelic chemically
definitely
induced stuff. You
interesting.
know.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that stuff's
Yeah.
really interesting.
What is your favorite? Just do you
Type
have
of
any?
art, style
Yeah,
of art.
yeah.
I don't know.
What do you like to look at? I guess.
I'm real big on like impressionistic art, like Starry Night kind of stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
The random brush strokes and stuff like that. I do like pop art, more modern art too. I really like all art styles, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not
I do
one
too.
I
I
don't
can
like.
look at anything.
Yeah. We have a question for you. What was there any artist that inspired your work?
When I first started, probably about 10 years ago, or over 10 years ago, definitely Tom Whitaker.
I had him. I thought that's who done it, but I had something
My
written down
work
about him.
now is nothing like it. Don't look like his at all.
Yeah.
But
He's a very Appalachian artist. Like he's
in
drew
many
a lot.
ways.
Yeah.
Not just on a canvas, or paper, but he was a musician. He was a writer.
Yeah, he was.
Gosh, he could do anything. He was incredible. But
Storyteller.
yeah. But he at first definitely inspired me because that's why I started out with watercolor because that's what he used.
Yeah.
Nothing but watercolor. And I just loved him. I had a class at PCC under him.
Is that where he taught at PCC?
He taught there for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know who he is, but I've never talked to him or met him before in my entire life.
Too
Yeah. But
late
I
now.
also love Stanley
Yeah.
Donwood. He does
I don't know who that is. He from?
He does no. He's not around here. He's like more of an international artist.
Yeah.
A lot of my art now look kind of like that style.
Yeah.
But I definitely, Tom Whitaker is still a very big inspiration to me.
I think he inspired a lot of people in Eastern Kentucky, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially here, because he's from Magoffin County.
Yeah.
Her Tom Whitaker painting was amazing, Jackie said.
Yeah, I done a portrait of him.
Oh, you
years
did?
ago. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought when you done the art bar, it was really cool for Magoffin County to have a place like that.
Oh, I enjoyed every minute of it. I loved it.
Go shut the door.
It was awesome. But it's just when I started teaching, I went back to school. You know, I got 3 kids, and
Yeah.
I started teaching, and I was like, "This is what I want to do. Like this, I love this. Stressful, but I like it." So I just kind of let the art bar go, and I still do art. I'm still an entrepreneur with selling
Yeah.
art and all that.
So you
but,
still sell art? Where do you?
Oh,
Is there a
yeah.
place you sell it at?
People will
I
message
think you have
me.
you used to have a website, didn't you?
I did used to. I don't have a website anymore. Usually I sell it from Instagram. I have exhibits in Lexington, so.
Yeah,
I
okay.
already
I
have
remember.
one at the Void in Lexington, so.
The Void.
And people will go in there and then they'll message me and say I want to buy this piece, and then that's how I'll sell it. So.
That's cool.
No, it's good. I like it.
Claire and I went a couple times and loved the art bar. Miss Amanda
yeah.
Allen says.
It was fun.
I was there, but I never did do any art.
Yeah.
Don, you should have went. Why didn't you go, Don?
I don't remember it. I probably.
I feel like I feel like Wolf needed to paint a wolf. For some reason. I don't know why.
Who knows? Maybe later.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
I like tattoos. You know. Did you ever think about doing that?
No, I was a manager, and I lived in Nashville for many years after high school, and I managed, when I was going to school there, I managed a tattoo shop. It's like a high-end tattoo shop. I happened to know some people and then got on this new tattoo shop where it was like real high-end.
Did you do?
And I loved it.
Did you
but
do any of the
no.
illustrations for them to
No,
do? You did?
the tattoo artists want to do their own.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't like letting other people do it. They like to stamp it
I
to
like
their
more
own.
colorful stuff. You know. I do.
Yeah.
Instead of just the black.
Yeah, I got a lot of my
Color
tattoos
don't
for free.
take well on me. It's like black or it ain't taken. Red's terrible.
Well, it fades. You know.
Yeah.
You got it redone.
But let's see here. We got all kinds of topics here, guys. If there's any topics you guys would like to ask Brooke, let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know what inspired you to do some art. If you got any art you'd like to talk about. If you guys even knew Tom Whitaker or whatever. Let's see here. So, I'd say it was pretty hard to run the art bar, wasn't it? Here, a local business.
It
Trying to get
was.
people to come, and we're small community.
Town, yeah.
And small
Well,
towns.
we ain't got
small
no
communities.
money, John. We're poor people.
We are
son.
poor.
You know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know.
The neat thing about it, though, is it brought people from other areas in
Yeah.
to Sayersville.
That's what you got to aim for. You got to do more than just target Magoffin County. Even though I love Magoffin County, but it's just.
I mean, I could probably trade you a knife or two for a piece of art. You know, if you want to go
Well,
that
I
way.
do that.
Okay.
What's your most famous piece of art you've done so far, or sold for the most? I mean, you don't have to tell that, but
The probably. I mean, I tend will not sell my art for that much.
Yeah.
I am modest about prices because I'm like, as long as this is going to somebody that loves it and they want to take care of it and have it, that's what matters to me.
That's good.
So I don't sell it for thousands of dollars. I just can't imagine.
I'm glad I
doing
might
that.
get some.
you haven't been offered like $1,000 for that
No.
piece of art?
No, but I think the most I've ever sold a piece was like a really big piece. I think I sold for like $175. It's the most I ever sold it for.
How long did it take you to do that? Like that piece of art?
piece?
Yeah.
just probably 2 hours or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I figured it would have took you a lot longer.
No.
It takes me forever to draw.
Really?
You probably got better. You're probably better at it than, you know.
A lot of times, though, when my paintings, it's not like intricate drawings. Like, it's more of just like putting paint on the canvas and then figuring it out.
Well, I often wonder about, because I have problems like with, I worked on cars and body work and stuff and doing the Bondo, you know, in the finish or like finished drywall. I never know when to quit.
Yeah.
How do you, you know, what I'm
This is
saying?
done.
Yeah.
Or do you
And-
just
and
give
you
yourself a limit? Like, I ain't working on this no more.
I can
I
imagine
know.
doing a piece of artwork,
Yeah.
and I just say,
Well, that's
what,
not
you
bad.
know, it needs more or something. I don't know.
A lot of people do that. My mom, and she'll get mad at me, but she's terrible for that. I mean, she used to come to the art bar, and I swear, every single time she would do a painting, she'd be the last one out of there, and I'd be like, "You have to come on. I gotta go home." But she would just paint, keep it up.
Yeah.
Would
Well,
not stop on it, and if she would destroy her painting, I was like, "It looked good before
Well,
you
it
did all this
does. I
stuff."
mess up everything. I don't want to quit, and I mess it up. And I
Yeah.
start over.
Yeah,
You know, I just.
she'd just be like, "Throw it away. I don't want it." But
You don't have any problem with that?
I don't, because I just kind of like feel like I know, like, all right, it's done. I need to let it.
That's not
just let
bad.
it go.
Bad wage, $175 for 2 hours. But then how much?
No, but I usually
how
don't
much
sell
paint
that
and
much.
or watercolors and how much have you
Well-
put into it to even make it worth?
I figure something I make or anybody else makes, it's really just priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how little it is. I don't care if you make it just a little old wooden cross, which I do sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, how do you
I
put
think
a value
woodland's
on
an art,
stuff
if you
like
ask me.
Oh, it is for
Yeah.
sure.
that? Can't put a value on it. You know, it's for somebody's imagination and whatever, you know.
I tried to whittle one time. I tried to get into
Whittle?
that. I cut my fingers all to pieces. I said, forget
Whittling?
this. Yeah.
Well, there's art to that too. you
It's
know.
hard to do. I
Yeah.
sliced my fingers open. I could not do it. I just
It
gave
takes time and practice, like just about anything. When it comes to doing art and anything, it takes practice and patience and consistency, and yeah, to even learn to play the guitar, it takes just consistency. You don't wake
Sure.
up
It
one
does.
you don't wake up one day and be able to play the guitar, do you, Don?
No. But there's people that do have a talent for
I'm sure
it.
there's more
yeah.
skill or talent.
What I
there.
did, I struggled. What little I do, it was hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew, he just picked it up. He went around me in 6 weeks, and my stepson
Just
went
picked
on
it up.
by me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you do have an act for certain things. I mean, I can't paint and draw. She can,
Yeah.
you know.
Have you ever tried to practice though? Have you sat down and said, "I want to learn how to do this style"?
I don't want to now. I don't want to spend the time
No,
even to
that's
get
the
better.
thing. That's the thing. Is like, do you want to spend the time to learn this skill now?
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah. The art has already passed me by. I do want to try to learn how to play the guitar a little better though.
Yeah.
That we're at all.
I definitely think there's people born with certain talents for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
You know, all
Yeah.
kinds of different
Gotta be.
talents. But also,
Yeah.
if you have a passion for something, you can achieve it. I mean, it just
Yeah, if you're
takes
more
practice.
passionate about it, it's easier to get into. Like computers, like
You got
know,
a talent
I-
for that, John.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've spent how many countless hours on a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
And I think the younger you
Unimaginable.
start, the better you can be, or, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Haley Johnson asked, "What is Brooke's favorite ghost painting she has done?" Did we already cover that?
No, that's
No,
my
okay.
sister.
I don't know if I know your
say-
sister. I worked with your brother.
Shane.
Yeah, I worked with him at
Haley's
Joey
younger.
Label.
She's
Okay.
a lot younger. She's 8 years younger than me.
Oh,
That's probably why you don't.
yeah, I don't know her.
My favorite one. Probably the one where that I use the coffee. I use coffee grinds in the paint, and he's falling through a portal.
That just sounds cool.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. That one's
The
a
ghost is
darker
falling
one.
through the portal. That-
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
that's
inspired
probably
the
my
portal?
favorite.
It's like
I don't
this-
know. That
it's
just
Stranger
came
Things
about.
almost
or-
No.
like upside down world. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you
Was it
see
Stranger
that one?
Worlds?
yeah.
Yeah. No,
what
it
I thought
wasn't
about.
that. I just,
Stranger
I don't
Things.
know. I painted the background 1st, and it took forever to dry. To let it dry overnight, and then the next day I was like, "What am I gonna do?" And there was this big light piece like right in the middle of the painting, and I was like, "That's where I'm gonna put Moo." The ghost name is Moo, M-O-U, which is Greek for me. So that's why I named it that. But it, I just put in there falling, and I was like, still, it's missing something. And then I was like, I'm gonna make him fall through a portal. So I just put this big black portal below him, and
I like the one
it
where
looks good.
I don't know if it's a street or it's just like real colorful, and it's just like kind of floating through looking,
yeah.
and maybe in a city or something, and just kind of laid. I felt that was more laid back.
Oh yeah, you talking about the one that's kind of skinny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
still got that one.
I wish we
like
would
to
have had
have
one of your arts here. We would have
I
showed
know,
it
I
off.
didn't even
I
think
didn't think
about
about it either till I was like,
Bringing one, which all of them are in Lexington.
Oh, are
right
they?
now anyway? So.
okay. Where are you going in Lexington again? The Void? Is it all there?
They've been at Myriad, but Meadery, but they're moving them to the Void this week. So
Okay.
I'll be
So somebody handles that for you?
no, I handle it.
Okay. You gotta go down there and then move it. Okay.
Well, Josh helps me sometimes, but
Well, good. He needs to do a little work.
So you're teaching. When did you decide to do that? Just
well, when I had the art bar, I've always kind of wanted to teach, but when I had the art bar, I was like, I love teaching. Like I love this right here, but I kind of wanted to just do art and teach history.
really.
Yeah, because I love history.
Well,
so.
are you getting to do what you want to where you're
yeah.
at now?
Yeah, I
Good.
got hired on at Allen Elementary a few years ago. Well, about 5 years ago, and I teach
That's cool.
5th grade and 6th. I did teach 6th, but I teach 5th grade right now, history. So
Are you allowed
I
to teach
love
art at all in there? You just
No, we have an art teacher.
Okay.
We do. I mean, we do creative stuff a lot,
I
but
didn't know if you like you
I
gotta
love
sneak in
history.
a little art there.
I've always loved history.
History.
I love
I
it.
like certain parts of history.
Well, I mean, you get
I like
to
studying the wars and stuff.
That's
well-
what I teach. I
Okay.
teach Revolutionary War.
you get to get digging deep in history, and you get past just the highlights of it, like you see in these books or whatever, and you dig deeper, like what was really going on when this was happening, all the other people involved, and you'll find strange things.
Yeah.
Oh,
That you
people
never
are
knew
very
before.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
Yeah. That-
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
it's
world
like-
is strange.
But
and how many people it took just to cater to a war or a
Yeah.
company of soldiers, and
You
like
also
in the-
learn a lot of the history you've been taught is not true.
right, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. I like to get into stuff like that.
I did a whole lesson. I always do around Thanksgiving. I'm like, everything you know about Thanksgiving is just inaccurate.
No,
so.
it's not right. I
No.
mean,
And the kids are always like, oh,
Where's Big Tony tonight? He said he couldn't be here tonight.
I think Abraham Lincoln
no.
made the like official Thanksgiving Day when
Did
yeah.
trying after
It
the
was
Civil
later.
War,
Yeah.
and
he? Interesting.
that was all just a good story,
Right.
really.
That didn't happen.
No,
Huh. Wow. See, I ain't done that part of history. I don't know.
Yeah. When we were growing up, we didn't really have teachers that taught us that, but
Yeah.
nowadays they're teaching more kids to think more critically.
and there are a lot of people having problems with that.
They don't like it.
No, they don't want to change history.
They want people to be sheep, I guess, but
Well, that's a whole nother podcast.
That's not a
that's
sheep.
right.
A whole nother podcast.
Nothing happening here.
Oh, yeah.
Move
Tony
on.
is off tonight. He had to do something. I forget what he had. He had to do something for the jail.
Jail board meeting.
Yeah, jail board meeting. Rachel M. Sizemore. I found a
Yeah,
little
we
village
miss you, big
cross
boy.
outside the Appalachian Wireless area the night of the regional championship. Oh, that's cool. Wolf, I've heard a few, Kenny Fletcher says.
What's that?
Kenny Fletcher says, what? Wolf, I've heard a few.
Few what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
Maybe history.
Oh, buddy Kenny. Oh, yeah. Nothing happening here. Move on.
But no. Move on.
My old buddy Bones.
I was going to ask something. It slipped my mind all of a sudden. Adolf Hitler, he was an artist, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Do you ever talk about that in your
No.
history class?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, he gives artist a bad name.
What kind of art he painted or drew?
No, they'll learn about that later. They're a little older.
Okay.
I doubt they'll learn he was an artist, though. But yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
George Bush is also an artist.
Yeah, he paints soldiers and stuff.
He is a very good artist.
Yeah, he paints soldiers. I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see.
Is there anything out there now, or that local artists could get started, recognized, or anything?
You have to
Around
just start.
here, I feel like in bigger cities, there's probably a lot more opportunity to get recognized and stuff, but it's kind of harder too because they're a lot more strict on regulations about what you need to be and the kind of artist you need to be and what you need to do. But around here, if you're an artist, just do it.
Well, I think,
Just start.
don't you think, like, social media has helped tremendously, even
I think
with
it does help.
singers and artists and everything across the
Definitely.
board?
For sure.
What do you think about AI and the art? You got
I
any?
don't like it too.
Okay, I didn't know if you had
Which
any
I'm
strong
sure you
opinions
probably-
about that or not.
I think AI has a place, and
Yeah.
I think it can be incredible for certain things. But I do think that it takes away a lot of the value from. I mean, if you can, it gets to a point where you can put in AI and get it create a whole song that somebody worked for a year on.
And then you don't know what's
The
real.
value of it.
It's
Don't know what's
really
real
weird whenever
anymore.
you generate AI art. It just looks and feels.
Synthetic.
Honestly, it feels like it ain't got a soul to me. Like even when
Well,
I
there you
look
go.
at it, I'm just like, it just, I don't know.
Right now
It's
it
something
does,
weird. I
But
don't,
sometime in the future, it won't.
how do
That's
you
the scary
like? We
thing.
can't give AI a soul.
Well,
It just feels like a robot made it
It's
to
empty.
me. It feels
does
empty.
Right now.
Empty.
You can tell.
I don't
but
think it's going to get any better. The art, it might.
I think it will eventually.
well, people won't know anything else. That's the problem. Just like this slang and our Appalachia stuff, that's going to
Yeah.
fade away. And
We're
nobody.
going to continue it. They're going to start AI in our voices, Don.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it does take people to continue.
Yeah,
saying
AI art is
stuff.
creepy. Haley Johnson, Rachel Sizemore. It's empty. Like that's what I feel like when it's just like
Yeah.
something's missing all of a sudden. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes it looks good, but it's just like you can tell.
Yeah,
Well,
there's no emotion.
Yeah. What is AI? Artificial intelligence. Kurt McDaniel.
mm-hmm.
Have you not heard about
Kurt.
AI?
What's the matter, Kurt? Come on,
Crazy
Kurt.
Legs McDaniel.
Come on,
Kurt.
Kurt. You heard AI. Hank Williams done Elvis.
So I'll try to explain it. So you can get on these AI programs, and you can actually type out like a phrase, or you can put like a cat in the wilderness surrounded by wolves, and it will actually draw that for you. Right now, like right now, you can
They
do
could put
that.
you anywhere, Kurt, and you wouldn't know the difference. So
And-
you never know if it's real or not. That's my scary problem with it.
Well, it is getting scarier, even with voices
You
and
know.
singing. And there's people that do the AI singing.
Mm-hmm.
You can,
They
Yeah.
put
like
that all
famous
over
artists.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast of, I can't even remember who it was now. Might have been Joe Rogan a while
Probably.
back. But it was like, they were he had an AI guy on there, like the best
Yeah.
guy that's over all that stuff, real professional with it, and he was talking about all the AI that's to come and this whole conversation we're having right now pretty much, and it was interesting. I mean, he was for it obviously, but
Really?
he was just like, you know, it'll get to the point where we have our phones and we'll be having a conversation and it'll hear our conversation, and then it will just, if we're like, well, who was the name of that, it'll just hear us and then come out and tell us without us even looking it up. And then
Scary.
he was
That
like,
is
well,
scary.
I don't want it to do that. And I was thinking, neither do I.
That's
No.
scary. Well, okay.
Just went on to like AI and looked at like one of the arts or just like scrolling or something, and then you see like a piece of artwork that looked similar to yours.
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen any AI artwork that looks like mine, but I bet if I typed it in, that I could make it look similar.
Probably.
Yeah.
So what the AI has done though is like it's seen all these photos that's been shared probably over the internet, and it's put it in its brain, then it kind of spits it out. Like you
You're
can
giving it a brain now, John.
you can like say make this art look like Van Gogh or something like that, and it'll
it
do
will.
something similar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if Brooke becomes famous enough, you can put in there make this portrait look like Brooke Dyer's art.
Which I doubt will happen.
Well, it seems like it's just going to take original stuff and kind of just won't be as good.
Right.
You know, it won't have as value as it did. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
Also, people in terms of people who are artists or entrepreneurs and do that for a living. They don't have another job. You know, I'm a teacher, so I do that on the side, you know, but there's people that do that for a living. And, you know, that's sad kind of because
it's taking it away.
Yeah. Which I would pay somebody more money to do original artwork.
I would too.
Yeah.
Before I'd pay AI for AI.
Well, it's just harder for we just can't think that as fast as a computer. It's not even possible.
Yeah.
Like even when it comes to like programming, you can spit out like programming code 100 lines in like a second. It's ridiculous how fast it is.
Yeah, people use Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, I use ChatGPT a lot.
I mean, it's helpful.
It is helpful. Like I can't spit out that much code in a mere second. It just ain't possible. Like I can't even think that fast. It's just like you tell it to make a program and it'll do it. And I consider like programming almost an art. Like you can have
definitely.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
And it can spit it out. I mean, you can still tailor it and stuff like that, but it's interesting, Don.
I know. We've still got Appalachia stuff so far. So, what?
That'd be strange for AI to.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
You can ask AI about Magoffin County. It don't know much about it.
Yeah, I have trouble.
Yeah, I've asked ChatGPT.
Yeah, it don't know much about Magoffin County.
I don't know anything about that. And I'm like, all right.
I have a whole lot of trouble when I call these automated places, and they can't understand me.
Ain't
And
nobody
I mean,
understand
I have to talk like a robot. My name is Montgomery, you know, and it understands that. But, you know, I have trouble with that, and I just hang up. You know, most time I end up, they can't.
I hate if I go somewhere else, I go through a McDonald's, anywhere outside of here, outside of this whole area. They can't understand anything I order.
No.
If I say, I want Sprite, they're like, what? I go, Sprite.
Sprite.
Yeah, you have to talk even more proper.
And I'm
outside
like,
of here.
it sounds weird to me. I know that's correct, but I'm like, I sound like an idiot. I cannot. But really, I don't, I guess. But
Well, we get back to the slang stuff, you know, if you want to.
Yeah, you got a
Appalachia stuff.
saying you'd like to share with us?
I love your stuff on there on,
that's funny.
on TikTok, about Weird Appalachia. I love that. You know, sayings and stuff. And
it's funny because I guess when you grow up around an area like this, you hear that stuff all the time. I mean, people say it all the time. I never knew until I got a little older that was not normal. That's not. That is not something people do outside.
Well, I still don't.
Yeah.
It's normal to me, but I don't pay attention to it. And people I'll be talking to, like my cousins in Ohio State, you know.
Ohio.
We love the way you talk, you know. We just love the way you talk.
Michigan women love our accent.
Yeah,
Don.
Michigan.
They
I
do.
love the way you talk, Don.
Yeah.
You know.
They love Eastern Kentucky men's accent.
Say that again.
Say cornbread or something.
Yeah. But like I say, that's surprising me as young as you are, you know, where you picked up on all that at, you know, because.
Yeah, I heard everybody saying it my whole life. My mom said it, my grandma said it, my other grandma said it, my dad said it sometimes. I mean, I've just heard my mammy May said it. I mean, I've heard so many people talk like that I just caught on.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I don't know.
Choir. That's the
It's
most.
just square.
That is such a
That's the
strange
toughest
thing.
one ever
I've said that before
for
out
people.
and just not even realize. I'd be like, that he's square. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I've run into that.
And it's hard to explain, really, you know. But and then you got plum choir. That's even worse. That's a
That's
level.
bad.
That's a level higher than choir.
That's worse.
Plum choir.
Choirs are like, I kind of feel bad for them. They're a little strange, but
Yeah.
plum choir's like,
Really
something
strange.
ain't right.
Yeah, that's right. And I noticed that a lot of sayings can be took like in a sarcastic way or a pitiful way.
Yeah.
And I can't think of one right now to save my life.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like really or really, you know, it's
It's the way we enunciate it.
Yeah,
Like it's how we put the.
like sure enough, you know, or you know, didn't do that, you know.
Yeah.
I can't think of nothing. But a lot of that stuff.
Oh, this is cool. Bud Montgomery says the ghost painting gets me to think you might have American Indian ancestry.
I don't know if I do. or
Why in the
not.
world would you think that, buddy?
I did that ancestry
Cody
thing one
Prater
time.
Brooks' Papa Bossy used to say plum choir.
Yeah, he did. And he would also, every time we went somewhere, he'd say, they'd get our drinks. He'd say, "Can I have a cup of Clorox?"
Clorox.
He was trying to flirt with the waitresses.
Oh, guys, if you could like and share this out, this has been great. We still got about 20 minutes for this podcast. I don't know if we're going to get any, we're supposed to be eating RC Cola, or drinking RC Cola
Eating
and moon pies tonight.
As long as it's
So there's
not
that.
pig's feet, I'm all right.
You don't want the pig's feet?
No.
They have a little hair on them. It's
I
kind
don't
of
want
gross.
Yours had hair on it, Don. I didn't have the hair on mine.
I had more hair on it than I do on my head, Don. That's how hairy it was.
One
Yeah.
thing I think is funny is when I moved to Tennessee when I was younger, one day I said, "Oh my gosh, there's a wasper."
Yeah.
And
they
they
don't
was like,
know what
"What
a
are
wasp.
you
They
talking
ain't got a
about?"
clue what
and
a
I said,
wasper
"A
is.
wasper. It's right there about to sting me." And I was
Yeah.
scared to death because I'm allergic to them. And I was like, "That is a wasp." And I was like,
Yeah.
like my whole life flashed before my eyes. I'm like, what else do I not know? Because everybody told me wasper.
They're all wrong.
Yeah.
Not us.
Well, yeah, Wasper.
So, Brooke, what is your favorite Appalachian saying? Haley Johnson wants to know.
Haley's told me a lot that I forgot about. I don't know. I like yarn a lot. I think that is so strange.
I didn't hear that until Dawn done it.
No, that is a legitimate word.
Yeah.
That's a real word, but
Yarn.
it's not yarn.
Yarny.
We've Eastern Kentucky'd it up, but it's like yarn or something like that. It's a real word that
Yeah.
means like rotted flesh.
Yeah. Keon.
Really?
Yeah. So growing up, my mom or grandma were like, "That smells like yarn,"
Yeah.
and they just mean it's disgusting. It's
Yeah.
gross. Because
I
that
like
word is a real
Yarny
word.
is what
I
Dawn
like
said.
gom.
Yarny.
Gom.
Gom's a
I mean,
good one.
Gom. I
you know,
gommed it up.
That's a gom.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of different meanings for that too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Using
can mean
diff-
like the situation.
Yeah, and different references. You know, or he's a gom. You know, it's like
It
messed
cracks
up.
me up. I did that on one of those TikToks because, like, you can say I saw something one time. Somebody said, if you go and tell if your dad or your grandpa tells you that you gommed it up, you did something
Oh
wrong.
yeah,
Yeah,
you done
you did
you
something
done
bad.
messed it up. You
You
done
gommed
messed
it
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
That's a gom. Yeah.
And people say if you ask them a question, I say nary a one. People say that. a
Nary
lot.
one. Yeah. Up again it.
Yep.
I like the one I had down here, smidgen.
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 I
Yeah.
hear that all the time.
Smidge. I always say smidge. I don't think I say smidgen, but I smidge. Give me a smidge of that. Or just a little bit's what it means, I
They'll
guess.
say
It's just
smidgen or
a
they'll say
smidge.
jag.
A jag.
Give me a
Jag,
jag
same
of that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go fetch.
Tell them
Yeah.
go what?
Go fetch.
Go fetch.
Yeah.
Go get you some.
Yeah.
Grandma will never.
Brooke, whenever you sit down to do a new piece of art, is there a process you do? Like, well, do you write something down first? Or you're just like, I'm gonna make some art today. You just wake up one day and you're like, I think it's time to make some art.
No, usually it's because I've had something, like if I've read a book and I finished the book and the book kind of inspired, I love to read, so the book
So
kind of
books inspire
inspired
you a
me.
lot?
Yeah. And then I'll be like, oh, I need to paint this. That would be really cool. So then I'll kind of get it in my head what I want to paint, but then it never turns out the way it was in my head.
Okay.
And I just let it go how it wants to go and just go with it that way. Or if I've watched a movie or heard just music, usually music is a big inspiration.
Yeah.
Or if I just got something going on and it's like an outlet. So I just go with the flow. I don't have a process really.
Yeah, it's feeling more
Yeah.
in a process.
What is the weirdest artwork you've ever done?
The weirdest,
artwork.
I did a series of watercolor paintings, and they remind me of Tommy Whitaker a lot. This is when I was real inspired by him. And it was like, I would paint Appalachian things like goats, little goats, or a flower, or whatever. I even painted my kids in some of them. And the whole thing was like, about nature mixed with like alive things like people and stuff.
Yeah.
So like the goat, I painted the whole goat very pretty. It's just a little tiny goat, and then half the goat's face you could see inside like its skull.
Oh.
And then yeah,
It was
and
dark.
then like I painted a watercolor portrait of my daughter, but she had like flat like Appalachian flowers growing out of her head, like that kind of stuff. I did a whole series like that, and I still have those. I like those. I forgot about those.
That's interesting. You ever thought about like getting on the computer and start drawing too, or do you do any art on the
I've done
computer?
that. I have an Apple Pen, and I've done that a lot, but I'm not very good at it.
I always like those big. Microsoft made this big tablet, basically, but it has windows on it. I forget what they called it, but you could like shift it down and just start drawing. Like it was almost like it
Really?
had this. Yeah, it was awesome. You could get like this knob you could put down on there, and you could change colors with it. Like you could put it anywhere on the screen and start changing colors for you for artists or something, so they kind of tweak the color.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was
I've
like
not seen
$3,000 just for the screen though, or something.
Oh yeah.
It was like all
I won't
super
be
touch screen.
purchasing
Yeah. Like it's for somebody that's really into it. It was really cool though.
Art's a great outlet, like you said, about feelings. I think it's good for people that's troubled, have problems, kids, grown-ups, maybe it's went through a traumatic experience. I think
Oh yeah.
if you
Yeah.
get them something to do, it helps
Yeah.
them,
And sometimes kids will portray something in art that they won't say out loud.
Exactly, yeah.
Find a lot out about a person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
it's
that's when
good.
I drew something whenever I lost my kid. It was I drew a heart, and for some reason I started giving it wings. It was really
Yeah.
strange.
See, you was expressing
Well,
yourself,
yeah,
John.
it was. I guess I don't know. I don't know where it come from. I really don't. I have a picture of it somewhere. That's my art.
That happens. It's very therapeutic. Even if you're not, I mean, even if you're not great at it, it's fun. It's just
Yeah.
peaceful. That's what people at
can-
the art bar love.
Seems like that's the most time I've ever drawn though. If I'm feeling down or depressed, or seems like that's when I draw for some reason. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I used to draw all the time. I don't draw much anymore.
I feel like sad, depression. It's probably
Yeah.
that's probably a thing for a lot of different artists, musicians, and
That or they gotta take a lot of hallucination.
Well,
Mushrooms.
I think a lot of the 60s and 70s stuff was chemically induced.
Yeah.
it probably was
Helped
the
them,
music, especially.
Because I know they did a study. They gave normal people LSD. They let them maybe draw something just while they was straight, and they gave them LSD, and it was like 100 times more creative and stuff.
I'd say so.
They did experiments with that stuff.
That
But
is
one
an
of the Beatles,
experiment I won't do.
they went on a binger or something to come up with some album, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, what album was that?
the Yellow Submarine, I think.
It probably was.
I think so.
I don't know.
Probably a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
Probably. But wasn't there like a specific album that was like, we're getting messed up and making this album?
It
Yeah.
was Yellow Submarine, wasn't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah.
Because they just come up with new sounds in one of their albums. Like it's just
Well-
different than anything else you've ever heard before.
Anything that, hallucinate drugs and stuff has to have effect on you,
Art is definitely therapeutic. She has done an Appalachian Mal painting of him in front of a mal pouch painted barn.
Yeah, I did.
I think I've seen that one.
That's the first one I ever did of him.
Oh, the first one? Mm-hmm. You're going to have to make a series. You're going to have to take a picture of all of them in series or something like
I
that.
know. I don't have
Tell the story.
pictures.
You're gonna have to
I do somewhere have pictures.
Have you ever
of
just
all of
started
them.
thinking about just writing a book or something, like a
I
storybook
have.
almost?
I thought about turning it into like a children's,
A children's book, yeah.
but
I was
that's
thinking.
a lot of work.
Now I'm eating a moon pie Big John banana flavor. Uh-oh.
Who's that?
Melva Allen Howard.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do that in a minute, Melv.
Chainsaw artist was one of the coolest types of art I've seen.
Yeah, there's a chainsaw artist in Prestonsburg. He's a tattoo artist too.
What is a
Cannot remember
chainsaw
his
artist?
name. They use a chainsaw and a big block of
Oh,
wood.
okay. They cut
Sculptors
it up.
almost.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good.
I got you.
Yeah.
There was when I was checking out all your stuff, I found and Tom Whitaker stuff. There's a guy that makes like art with tobacco sticks. I thought that was real cool.
Oh, that is
Like he
cool.
like
Yeah.
weaves it in and out, and he paints
Right.
on it. It's just like, who would have thought to do that?
Yeah.
Son, your mind is just, you know, whatever you can think.
Yeah.
You know, imagination is the
Just
limit. You
getting backer sticks and like he'd cut like shave them down so he could like weave them in between each other.
so many things I
This
see,
is
and I'm
really
thinking,
cool.
there, what I think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's right up my alley. You know.
Like you were saying too, I mean, it's around this area, I feel like, because we're so secluded and stuff and out here in the landscape, people are just, there's a lot of creative people that
Yeah.
live in this area.
They are,
Not
yeah.
just Sayersville, but all around.
Yes.
And there's so many artists I know personally that they do it for a living, and they're just around here, especially like in Whitesburg and a bunch in Prestonsburg. I mean, they're phenomenal. And it's just kind of like a community when you get to know,
Right.
everybody.
Brooke is awesome. Sandy Hall says
Oh, thank
you're
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something else, but yeah, the Weird Appalachia was really cool. You guys had a great idea.
Yeah.
And it was three of them was artists. It was you, Aaron, and Jessica.
Yeah.
And there's all three artists. And they did interview everybody in the world too, wasn't you?
Yeah, we
sometimes?
had all kinds of different artists from like the Kentucky Art Tribe that would come on. And we had Justin Darnell on there one time.
Oh, God.
We had, we had him on a couple of times maybe. I mean, we interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I love doing it. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was
It's
very
fun. This has been awesome when we started doing this.
I
Dawn
love
loves it.
I've got that crazy side to me, but I don't let it out. I really do. I mean, I can go off the deep end like
Yeah.
he does on stuff, but they'd scare people, you know,
Some of his stuff is
that know
funny.
me, you know.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I just thought of one that can be, why hush? Have you ever heard that?
Oh, yeah.
Why hush?
Hush, yeah.
That can be used like, why hush? You know, like,
Or actually
Like
telling
a
you to quit.
question.
like something
Your
good,
question
or
is-
like
Yeah.
you hear some bad news, say, why hush? You know?
Or you can be mad. Like, huh?
Right, yeah. And it's not W-H-Y, it's why.
Yeah.
Why hush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
a real common one.
So what's your favorite kind of art? Did we already cover that? Or favorite
We talked
artist,
to-
I mean. Favorite artist.
artist.
Not art. Shut the front door. That's a good one.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite artist. I like so many different kinds. Some of my favorite local artists, I can talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about your favorite local artist.
Lacey Hill is one. I wrote a blog post about her. She is an amazing artist.
Is she
lives
from
in
Magoffin County?
Whitesburg. No, she lives in Whitesburg.
Whitesburg, okay.
But she has her own little, I mean, she does lots of murals around there, a lot of different places. She's shown at the Mountain Arts Center,
Okay.
stuff like that. And Jen Noble is another one.
Jen Noble.
They're both amazing artists. They're probably two of mine. And you know Heather.
Heather.
You graduated with Heather.
Heather what?
She was Heather Branch.
Oh, yeah, I know Heather.
Yeah, she owns the Mountain Muse in Prestonsburg.
Oh, yeah, she does do that.
Yeah.
She'd be good.
She
Probably a
would
good
be.
podcast guest.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's a phenomenal artist. And she
Oh, I
has
forgot
her
she had that
shop
over there in
Yeah.
Prestonsburg. She still have that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love her little shop, but she's amazing. But I have their artwork, all three of them in my house.
Yeah. Even some of the people that collect art, they even like having certain frames.
Yeah.
Is there a certain frame you like?
I always
or do you just go like to the Hobby Lobby and
No.
give me the cheapest one?
No, I don't do that. I'll go to what I do when I frame my pieces is I will go to the peddlers malls, like
Okay.
or antique stores, or get online or wherever, yard sales, and people selling those old home interior frames.
Yeah.
Those frames are nice. I mean, they're big, thick wooden frames
Yeah.
and metal frames. And, you know, I hate the pictures inside, but I take
Right.
the glass out, I take the picture out, I clean it real good. And then you just put your canvas in there.
I bet you could almost like make art with frames, couldn't you? Like
Sure, like you said with
ear
tobacco
bones
sticks,
or whatever.
like you said
Yeah,
with the
people do.
tobacco sticks,
Yeah.
like you said, or sticks of any kind, wood, old barn wood, or old stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know Jen Noble that I
Anything.
mentioned. She uses a lot of that. She uses she works at a school up there, an old school, and she uses a lot of different little pieces of wood and tobacco sticks. And old fabric, like old quilting fabric.
Right, yeah, it'd be good.
And she'll mix it in with her paintings.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It's really neat.
There's just so much to art that you can do.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
just
Don, you got any favorite artists?
favorite artist. Well, of course, you know I love Tommy. You know.
Yeah, he's
Whitaker.
good. He really is good.
That's
Now,
his
there's
right
some,
there.
yeah, it's all over the wall here at the Farmhouse Diner, the famous Farmhouse
I got
Diner.
a friend in Wolf County that I really liked. He's a Collinsworth, and I liked him. I just like local people that I know, you
Yeah.
know, and of course a lot in my family, you know. And my favorite's anybody that does it if I
Yeah.
like it, you know. Really, I ain't got no. I just like people stuff that's
Right.
not famous or, you know,
Yeah.
local and creative, and he his signature stuff. The guy in Wolf County he always had a little something pornographic in every painting. It was so subtle sometimes that, you know, I mean, it's the way it was. I mean,
Yeah.
that's his deal.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm for that. You know, no nasty emails or nothing like that. I'm not for that.
Don's getting canceled on Facebook now.
But that was, you know, it's his thing.
Yeah.
But and you had
Yeah.
time finding it, you know, sometimes. But I like, and he was kind of out there on his stuff too. I kind of like that too, you know, just
Yeah.
no rhyme or reason, like for whatever he did. And I don't have any favorites really.
Yeah, that's who I thought. One of my favorite artists, his name's Todd McFarlane, and he does Spawn. He's the one that created Spawn. You know
Oh,
Spawn?
okay. Yeah.
And they have this kind of gritty, and it's just like comic book heroes were just different after he started drawing for Marvel and Spawn. Like just everything looked grittier, bigger muscles and stuff like that. It just looked really cool. One of my
Paul
favorite
Montgomery's son, you know,
He is a really good artist,
Ben,
really.
you know
Ben.
Ben.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. But he
Uh-oh, I'm
posted
already
of
getting-
his artwork on there.
I'm already getting something.
That's Tony. Update me, boys, when you can. But yeah, Ben's really talented. He
Yeah,
draws.
I've seen some of the stuff that
He draws some
Paul
good art.
posted of him, his artwork,
Yeah,
and it is good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
But yeah, I like artists like that. I like. Is it Van Gogh? Who's the one that does the real abstract art?
Salvador Dali. You talking about that?
No, the one of my favorite art pieces is the old blue guitar guy. What is his
That's
name?
Picasso.
Picasso. That's it.
Yeah.
That's him right there. I wrote that tattoo. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Picasso's. Oh, that's one of my favorite pieces of art, like famous pieces of
The
art.
man with the blue guitar.
Yeah, the man with the blue
I
guitar.
like Andy
really like
Warhol.
that.
I guess my favorite famous person, you know, probably.
Yeah.
He's good too. Picasso's real good. We talked about Picasso on We're in Appalachia.
Okay, but Picasso just started getting weirder though. Like
He did,
Like the
yeah.
old man with the blue guitar. It was abstract, but it still looked like a person.
Yeah.
Then it just gradually got weirder and weirder. Like you couldn't tell really
Well,
what
I think
it was.
anybody that's really talented and almost a genius, they're almost nuts too, you know. And it,
There's a fine line.
yeah, it really is.
We have delivered.
We have
right.
RC Cola and
I'll tell you a story
Moonrise.
about this RC. My daughters and I, we used to go fishing at the Pay Pond
me and my RC.
when they was from real little. And we had RC and moon pie when the fish weren't
Really?
biting. It was just a thing. So there you go.
I don't know if I've
And
ever
a moon
drank
pie just
RC
kind of
Cola.
souped up
It's
s'mores,
nasty.
you know.
Is it gross?
Yeah, it's gross.
It ain't too bad. You need some ice though, you know, really.
It's not the best.
You know, I
It's okay.
have something really, really out of place, but now I'm only thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
I have a word that I only hear in Kentucky.
Oh, what are you doing?
We already talked about that.
What are you doing?
We already talked about that.
Wait, no, I mean, like, it's
Where'd you come from, Allie?
Thank you.
Cuz?
All right, RC and ice. Here we go.
Cuz and Bub, and we hear that a lot, you know, around
Sissy.
here. It's usually used when you don't know nobody's name, you know. How you
Yeah.
doing,
RC
Cuz?
made it.
Or Bub or Sis.
Kentucky makes quite a bit of pops or soda.
RC's from Georgia, John. I looked it
Okay.
up. I did a
you?
little research.
You done some research?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing Johnny Beck had on Fur Middle Fork. The first pop I ever drank.
Was RC Cola.
Yeah, and orange crush and grape. And when I was a kid.
RC is the best.
And we go down there. I guess it's cheap pop. I don't know, but it's the first pop that ever they put in aluminum can. I read about that.
Yeah.
The first one to have a diet soda.
Really?
So there you go.
I didn't even know that.
Started in
Didn't
Georgia.
either.
Started in Georgia. Well, there's a couple soda and pops in Kentucky.
And this is like
LA's probably the most famous one. Then there's
Delicious.
there's a lot of people that hate L8, and I love it.
Oh, it's
It's-
so
Well,
good.
it
It's
just
the
gives me
best.
heartburn from
It's the best.
jump go.
Just all that
Jump go, that's another
spicy
word. From
ginger.
the jump go, it gives me
Yeah,
heartburn.
from the jump go.
Yeah, and I can't drink it. I just
I think it is.
burns me
It's
up.
an acquired taste at first, but after you get it, it's the best.
Oh, I love it.
Especially if
I
it's
love
real
it.
cold. in
Yeah,
the glass
like it's
bottle.
My
the
stomach
best.
can handle it. I'd drink it all the time.
There's another pop that's made in Kentucky though. I'm trying to remember what it is.
I just know of LA.
I thought it was an orange or something.
It could be,
I don't know.
John.
I forget. It's one of those square pops now.
Yeah. We used to ride my bicycle down to Johnny Beck's from the head of paddle, you know.
Yeah. To get an RC Cola and what?
Whatever I could get. I used to try to start out with about 10 returnable bottles.
Yeah.
Maybe end up with one or two. You know, time I got down there, I'd drop them,
Yeah,
bust them.
yeah.
And I love that, old memories, you know.
Yeah, I forgot
Good.
you could turn back in bottles and make like some money a little bit. How much did you make? Like with 10 bottles, how much could you have made? A dime?
There's a nickel or a dime piece. It's actually really almost as much as
The pop itself?
yeah.
I'm certain manufacturing glass bottles like that wasn't cheap to do, especially
I
back
don't know,
then.
But this RC pop, it's got dual thing too. Now, I don't know if you
Can't
like
beat
it,
that.
but it works as a laxative too. I'll tell you for you. It always did me that way.
Yeah.
Whoa, I don't know why.
Son, give us one of those moon pies. We got to have a moon pie, and because we're already over our hour, so just grab. I
I've
don't know.
got some. Reach me those things there on top.
Oh yeah, Don's got these weird things.
Did you ever honey mustard?
Honey
never
mustard
eaten
pork
that.
I haven't
rinds.
either. I want to try them.
They're probably pretty good.
So there we go. We'll
Sounds
try that.
pretty good.
Oh, Wolf showed me how to pay-pon fish.
I'll take a chocolate one.
Who's that?
I want a banana one. I don't know if I've ate a banana one.
We'll try one.
It says Facebook use. I can't. It don't show their name for some
Who asked
reason.
me about fishing?
Oh, Wolf showed me on the pay-pon fish.
Oh yeah, I'm a professional.
We just eat all kinds of hogs.
That's pretty good.
Is it?
Give me that, son.
It really is.
ASMR
Pretty good.
moon pie and pork rind eating.
What do you call these?
Pork rind.
I call
Yeah,
them
pork
pig
rinds.
skins.
Pig skin. Well, they are pig skin.
You know, that's actually good.
It is good. That's what I said.
I might like that better than barbecue for some reason. Wow.
I've never seen the honey mustard flavor.
I ain't either.
Honey mustard, pig skin.
All right. So I got banana moon pie here.
I want a vanilla, bud.
And this is a pay-pon classic, right?
What?
When did the banana come out, Don? Was it like revolutionary when it come out?
I've got no idea. I'm sure it was. We'll say it was. I can make up something.
I feel like vanilla come out before banana, right?
We all got different ones.
I don't know. We're just trying something different.
Where did moon pie? Where are they made?
Let's see. Does
Almost
it say?
like a
It doesn't
s'mores.
say.
Baked by Chattanooga Bakery,
Oh.
Chattanooga,
A s'mores
Tennessee.
is just a souped up moon pie.
Kinda.
They're good.
You've never had a moon pie?
No,
Really?
really.
That's not
Well,
very.
hush.
That's not very. Well, it's not very Appalachian.
I know.
Never had a moon pie?
I'm not a big sweet eater.
Get down.
Oh, get that. What, did you get the vanilla? You got the vanilla, didn't you?
I'm awesome.
You could even mess with them. You know, you could put toppings on them. You could take the
Yeah,
banana.
that's awesome. Now I don't know
Put
about
your
the
little
RC
ice
Cola.
cream and a little
It's pretty good.
strawberry glaze, and you could have like a moon pie banana split.
I'm also gonna try one.
They've got a weird flavor though.
The moon pies or the RC Cola?
The moon pie.
It's different. Me and my girl started this as a tradition when we was fishing.
Moon pies in the microwave for 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they run between your fingers and blister you.
Original Twinkies was a banana and until shortage during the war, and they changed to white cream. Really? I did not know that, cousin Kirk. What? No. We got to wrap it up here. Well, Brooke, it's been great having you on the Appalachian Connection. You guys be sure to check us out, www.appalachianconnection.com. You can find Brooke
Thank you so
all
much
over the
for
internet.
coming on.
Oh yeah,
so
I've
much.
enjoyed it. Thank y'all for having me.
You can find her, like, her biggest thing is TikTok, so follow her on TikTok. You can follow us
Or
on TikTok. Instagram, Art Bomber Brooke.
Yes.
We'll have that linked in YouTube. Be sure to follow us on YouTube. We're all over, all over the podcast stuff. We're on Spotify, Apple, everything. So if you guys
Anybody,
share this out to everybody.
want to shout out to anybody before we go?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys.
We're not having the music tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah,
folks, several different reasons. I can't be here till about 8. I'm going to watch my granddaughter play softball. And Good Friday, they're having a parade for the ball team at about the same time. And we just thought we'd take off and we'd be back.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go to the parade tomorrow. It'd be fun. But, yeah, guys, so far, baseball season's coming up, so I don't know if we're going to have to change schedules around the podcast or not, but we're going to still try to do it weekly. I just don't know when ball games are going to be. So just stay tuned. This is episode 10. Thanks, Brooke, for coming by. Wolf?
Absolutely.
Got anything else?
Peace, love, and happiness to everybody.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Check us out, www.Appalachia Connection.